पद्ये यत प्रवृत्ति प्रसुता पुराणे निर्माणमोहाजित संगदोषा अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकाम द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसंज्ञै गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत् न तत्पाश्रयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातन मनसस्तानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्थं कप्याच्युत्क्रामतीश्वर गृहीत्वेतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वासयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनं क्षायं विषयान् प्रमत्सेवते उत्क्रामन्तं सितं वापि गुञ्जानां वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानां पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुः यतन्तो योगिनः क्षेत्रं च पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं यततोऽपि यत्कृतात्मानं नैनं पश्यन्ति चेतसा यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यच्चन्द्रमसि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकाम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधी सर्वा सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्त पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधं अन्नं चतुर्विधं सर्वस्य चाहं इति सन्निविष्ट मत्त स्मृतिज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम् द्वाविमो पुरुषो लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमपुरुषस्मन्य परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्य व्यय ईश्वर यस्मात् कृतमिति तोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रथितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेव सम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमं स सर्वविद् जति मां सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदं मुक्तं मया नघ एतत् कृत्वा बुद्धिमानः स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत. This is it. Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Kaumudiki Mataji. Thank you so much for that recitation of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Acintya Gopesh Prabhu. Welcome to today's call, and thank you so much, Prabhuji. Mataji, since it's time, can we, and Prabhuji is already here, can we directly go, Mataji, after reading Srila Prabhupada's quote?
Sure, Madhya. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha mid-morning session. And I welcome each one of you for our session today on Chaitanya Bhagavat. And our speaker today is His Grace Acintya Gopesh Prabhuji. And before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I will quickly read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today, Prabhuji, with your permission. Anything can be done by practice. So, if we take Krishna Prasadam, the tongue is restricted, locked to some limited. Then our all other senses become controlled. This was said by His Divine Grace on October 21st, 1977 at Vrindavan. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving your precious time and coming here to talk on the most beautiful Supreme Lord and Chaitanya Bhagavat. And Prabhuji will be talking on Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Kanda, 16th chapter from texts 73 to 86. So please take over, Prabhuji. And before I hand over the call, once more I'll thank Kaumudiki Mataji for reciting today's chapter 15 Bhagavad Gita. Take over, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Prabhuji, is it my fault? I can't hear you.
We cannot hear you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
No, Prabhu, you are not audible.
No, Prabhu, I can't hear you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No, Prabhuji, you are not audible. Can you check your Zoom audio, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Now it's
Hare
okay.
Krishna.
Yes.
Now it's okay? Okay,
Yes.
great. Wonderful. So we'll start with Guru Vandana. Om Jnanatimiranandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः जयतां सुरतोर्पंगो मोहन्तमतीर्गतिः मत्सर्वस्व पादाम्बुजो राधा मधुम Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Really, I'm grateful for this opportunity to speak on Chaitanya Bhagavat. So today we are going to read from Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Leela, and we are going to look at the verses from 73 to 86. So today also happens to be the disappearance day of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, and also there is Narottam Das Thakur has written this wonderful song Dhanamora Nityananda, which is also sort of embodying the lot of uh, philosophy of what we are going to discuss today. So if you are okay with it, I'll just sing for a couple of minutes this particular bhajan, and then we will start the class. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So I don't know how whether everybody can repeat, but or maybe one of you can unmute and repeat. That will be easier. Uh, so we will do this song, read the meaning, and then we'll go into the verses. Dhanamora Nityananda Pati Mora Gaura Chandra Dhanamora Nityananda Pati Mora Gaura Chandra Prana Mora Jugal Kishora प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोरा अद्वैत आचार्य बाला गदाधर मोर कुला अद्वैत आचार्य बाला गदाधर मोर कुला नरहरि विलासै मोरा नरहरि विलासै मोरा वैष्णवेर पदधूली ताहे मोर स्नान केली वैष्णवेरा पदधूली ताहे मोर स्नान केली तर्पण मोरा वैष्णवेर नामा तर्पण मोरा वैष्णवेर नामा विचार करिया मने भक्ति रसास्वादने विचार करिया मने भक्ति रसास्वादने मध्यस्थ श्री भागवत पुराणा मध्यस्थ श्री भागवत पुराणा वैष्णवेर उच्चिष्ट ताहे मोर मननिष्ठ वैष्णवेर उच्चिष्ट ताहे मोर मननिष्ठ वैष्णवेर नाम ते उल्लासा वैष्णवेर नाम ते उल्लासा वृंदावनी चबुतरा ताहे मोर मन गिरा वृंदावनी चबुतरा ताहे मोर मन गेरा कहे दीन नरोत्तम दासा कहे दीन नरोत्तम दासा धन मोर नित्यानंदा पति मोर गौर चंद्रा प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोरा प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोरा प्राण मोरा जुगल किशोरा. So this wonderful bhajan, Dana Mora Nityananda, we'll just read the meaning. And today especially, Srila Narottam Das Thakur's disappearance. Lord Nityananda is my wealth. Lord Gaurachandra is my master. The youthful divine couple is my life. Advaita Acharya is my strength. Gadadhar is my family. Narari Sarkar is my glory. And then these verse, you are going to also see the pastimes very similar to what we are going to read now. So you are going to see the dust of the the dust of the lotus feet is my bathing water. The chanting of devotees' names is my satisfaction. Considering the merits of all Vedic literatures in the light of devotional service, I have concluded the Srimad Bhagavatam is the best of all scriptures. My mind is firmly convinced of the spiritual benefit obtained by eating the remnants of foodstuffs left by the devotees. The names of the devotees are my happiness. In the land of Vrindavana is the enclosure within which I keep my mind. Poor-hearted Narottama Dasa speaks in this way. This one bhajan has so many philosophical tenets and also such deep love of Narottam Das Thakur, explaining how Gaura Nityananda are his life and soul. And he specifically speaks about the three ways of obtaining if at all I can say shortcuts or the three easy ways of obtaining the love of Godhead, which is Vaishnavera Uchishta, Vaishnavera Padaduli, and also the instructions of the Vaishnavas, the instructions emanating from the lotus mouth of the Vaishnavas. So these are the three things that can give the love of Godhead or Krishna Prem. So he has glorified that. So with that as the background, we will enter into today's pastimes, and we will read the slokas. We are starting from text number 73. तुम्ही से करीला चोरी आमी की न पारी हेरा देखा चोरे रहू पारे करूं चोरी. Having achieved a taste of Krishna's boundless mercy, they you have stolen, why can't I? Wait and see how I steal from a thief. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking. एतबली अद्वैतेर आपने दरिया लोटाए चरण धूली हसिया हसिया. After saying this, the Lord grabbed Advaita and laughed as he took the dust from his feet. So you have been following this pastime, and we are now, like we have discussed, there were Sankirtan happening internally, and then Jagai Madai and the Sankirtan went out. Jagai Madai were delivered, and now there are intricate dealings that are happening between the different devotees and also between the Lord and Advaita Acharya. We also know the background. You would have heard in the previous lectures that Advaita Acharya obviously combined incarnation of Mahavishnu and Lord Shiva, Sadashiva. So in his mood, he wanted to be, as Sadashiva wanted to be the servant of the Lord. However, Advaita Acharya being elder, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always used to give him respect. So sometimes it used to break the heart of Advaita Acharya in the sense that he was longing to be the servant and he's longing to be recognized like that. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this chapter advised in his ecstasy in the house of Srivas Thakur, when he addressed Advaita Acharya as servant, he became very happy. And immediately he changed the mood, and as a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to pay all respects to Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya used to take this opportunity whenever he gets an opportunity, he used to serve himself as the servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to be in ecstasy, he used to take the dust of the lotus feet. So here we are reading a particular pastime when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his ecstasy, he fainted. Advaita Acharya has come and taken the dust of the lotus feet and to show himself as the servant and also to get the Krishna Prem. Then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up and he again began Sankirtan, he was not getting the ecstasy externally. So he was saying that has somebody taken the dust from the lotus feet? So the devotees did not react. Advaita Acharya came and confessed that I have taken the dust from your lotus feet. And when Advaita Acharya confessed like that, he externally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks to him in an angry mood, but he is actually glorifying Advaita Acharya. And you have heard all those glorifications in the previous verses, where he glorifies himself he glorifies Advaita Acharya in the mood of as a Mahavishnu and also as the destroyers of the world as Sadashiva. He has described all of that. And now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that you have stolen it, why can't I? I will, I will steal, how to steal from a thief. So you have already stolen the Krishna Prem. You have stolen the dust of my lotus feet. Now you see how I am stealing from you. After saying this, he has grabbed the feet of Advaita Acharya and he's taken the dust from his lotus feet. महाबली गौरस्य में अद्वैत न पारे अद्वैत चैतन्य प्रभु गासे निज शिरे चरण दरिया वक्षे अद्वैत बले हेरा देखा चोरा बंदी लमा निज कोले करीते तकाय चोरी चोर सत बारा बरी गृहस्थ सब करे उदारा. Advaita could not compete with a powerful lion like Gaura, who rubbed Advaita's feet on his head. Advaita holding Advaita's feet to his chest, the Lord said, "See how I have captured the thief in my embrace." Thief may steal hundreds of times, but a householder retrieves everything in one stroke. The thief steals many times and gradually accumulates items. In order to take revenge for the thief's repeated theft, the householder retrieves everything from his house. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most powerful. In comparison, Advaita is less powerful. Therefore, Mahaprabhu forcibly held Advaita's feet to his chest. So saying that I will now steal from you, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking the lotus feet of Advaita Acharya, taking the dust and he is holding it to his chest. And in the pastime also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is younger Obviously, from that perspective, also he's stronger. Advaita Acharya is older. Whereas, as Krishna, also he is much, much stronger. Nobody can, is greater than Krishna in the strength. And he is holding the feet of Advaita Acharya to his chest. So there are many things we will discuss in this pastimes as we go by. And I think many, many wonderful speakers, elevated speakers have spoken a lot of perspectives on this. So we will sometimes barely repeat some of those. And in other ways, we will also try to see from the purport what are the things we can highlight. Here, like I always dwell in, there are multiple interactions which are happening. From an internal perspective, there is interaction happening between Krishna and Mahavishnu, Krishna and Sadashiva. And from the perspective of the Leela, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with Advaita Acharya. And also from an external perspective, giving very, very important lessons to all the Vaishnavas and all the devotees who will then read Chaitanya Bhagavat. So there are many, many wonderful things happening. Here we are seeing, obviously, one part of the understanding is there, which is the very obvious thing, which is that the interaction between Krishna and Lord Shiva is always such that the Lord tries to glorify his devotee, Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva tries to glorify the Lord. And this interaction keeps on happening. And people who are Vaishnavas, who understand the heart of Krishna and who understand the heart of Lord Shiva, they understand these dealings. There are others who misunderstand these dealings, and if anybody who misunderstands these dealings actually becomes cast in Mayava. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has commented in another place in the same Chaitanya Bhagavat that anybody who believes that Advaita Acharya is greater than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or in that same vein that Lord Shiva is higher than Krishna, is actually committing an offense. And then they slowly migrate to Mayavad and they're completely destroyed. So these dealings have to be understood very wonderfully. When you said understood, it can be very nicely seen if one develops a loving heart, that how Krishna wants to glorify his devotees, and the other devotees also want to glorify Krishna, and there are many instances. But obviously, people debate, like there is always a debate that goes on in India when you say Rameshwaram. They say whether Rama is the Ishvara or Shiva is Rama's Ishvara. So that debate always continues, right? So like that, many people misinterpret these dealings of why is the Lord worshipping Lord Shiva? Why is the Lord taking the dust of the lotus feet of his devotee? But here, when you read these pastimes ahead of these verses, you will realize that what is the intent of the Lord? Can I ask that question before I go into it? Why is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking the dust of Advaita Acharya? Or why is Krishna glorifying Lord Shiva? What is the reason? What could be the reason? What could be? Why is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Advaita Acharya is Ishwapuri's disciple.
Yes, that is a very nice thing. So he is, from the Leela perspective, he is senior Vaishnava, senior God brother, right? God brother of this thing of your guru. So certainly that respect has to be shown. So that is very nice. Okay. What other reason?
Krishna always glorifies his devotees more than himself.
Yes. Krishna always glorifies his devotees and more than himself. Of course, that is a very loving exchange, right? And
materially, age-wise, also Advaita Acharya was older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
yes, Advaita Acharya was also older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is true. So why does he? So all these are correct, and like I said, there is nothing a wrong or right answer in these discussions. There are different perspectives. which are all very wonderful from different Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis. But when Krishna shows respect to Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, or Lord Shiva, what is the other thing he is trying to, why is he doing that?
So we can also follow it, Prabhuji.
That is true. And when you follow it, what happens? So here, I think everything that you're saying is correct. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going ahead is also going to state the reason. The important thing is that in one sense, you can say, of course, devotional service is bestowed by Radharani or Krishna. But in another sense, you can say, like we have discussed this point many times before in our lectures, like Srila Vaishnava Chakravarti Thakur says, you cannot get Krishna Prem from Krishna. Krishna Prem comes from the devotee of Krishna. So here also ahead, you will see him saying to Advaita Acharya that you are a storehouse of devotional service. So if the entire intention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to spread this Krishna Prem to everybody. So if the Krishna Prem has to be spread, that has to actually come from Advaita Acharya. Mahavishnu or Sadashiva, the devotee who has Krishna Prem in his heart, from him only everybody can get, or Nityananda Prabhu. Right? So Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, these are primary preachers. So if somebody has to get that Krishna Prem from Advaita Acharya, what are the means? How can he get Krishna Prem from Advaita Acharya? What are the means to get Krishna Prem? How? We have read in the previous bhajan itself. Of course, you please the heart of the devotee and you get his mercy, but this mercy comes from, yes, Mataji, you were saying.
Following the instructions of the acharyas by his chishta and by the food dust.
Yes. These are three very potent ways, right? Now, by following the acharya, the instructions, the words, taking the words to the heart, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariya Aikya, and this dust, the dust, and we'll talk a lot about it. The dust actually is not just dust, right? It contains the entire bhava, the entire mood of that devotee, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So when you take the dust or you take the uchishta, you take that consciousness of that devotee, then your heart is transformed. Then you actually get the love, right? So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, if you don't give the dust, which you will see ahead, I don't want to talk about the verses ahead, but one of the reasons is also that this Leela is actually critical for the purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's external reasons for his appearance, to spread the holy name, to spread. Actually, if people start understanding the glories of Advaita Acharya and taking the dust of the lotus feet, then they can get actually Krishna and following the instruction of Chaitanya Advaita Acharya and worshipping Lord Chaitanya. And so also you can see this glorification. Advaita Acharya wanted Krishna to come down. He said, nobody else can deliver. You himself have to come down as Mahavishnu invited. And here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, only you can deliver now. You have the storehouse of Krishna Prem, so you have to distribute. So this glorification is going on. Right? And then also, you will see that, okay, at this point, I think we can digress into multiple topics, but let's try and see this. How is that by hearing the instructions of a very advanced devotee, how is that love comes into the heart? How is Krishna Prem comes into the heart? How does that happen?
Exactly. Krishna Prem doesn't come directly just by hearing the instructions of an advanced devotee. Because when we hear the instructions of the advanced devotee, our spiritual master, he implants the seed of bhakti in our heart. That's all he does. And then we have to nurture it by our own endeavor and by the mercy of the sadhu.
Yes, that is correct. So let us ask the question differently, and then we will also color the question. So how does the seed of bhakti comes into the heart? And also specifically the seed of, or that pollen grains of bhakti, which comes into the heart. Especially if you hear from somebody who has Krishna Prem, that pollen, so every seed is different, right? One mango seed will give mango tree, and some other seed will give banyan tree. Specific bhakti lata, which takes you to Goloka, right? That pollen grain, that seed, how does it or in that sense, the Krishna Prem's pollen seed, how does that come into the heart when you hear from the lotus mouth of Guru or senior Vaishnavas? How does that happen?
Am I following the instructions?
Yeah, it is following the instructions. But you also know this, there is this Bhagavatam verse, right, which it talks about this. Sa uttama sloka mahan mukam achyuto bhavat padamboja sudakanahiha smritim punarvismrita tattva vartamanam kuyoginam no vitarti alam varaihi. My dear Lord, you are glorified. One minute. I'm trying to see if I can know this. By selected verses uttered by great personalities, such glorification of your lotus feet is like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. Now, the question is, how does this happen? Such glorification, lotus feet. He says saffron particles are coming. How is this happening? So, if we go into this, who has Krishna Prem? Who are the topmost devotees who have Krishna Prem?
Gopis.
Gopis, right? And the gopis are constantly, in that Krishna Prem, crying for the Lord. They are craving for the Lord. They are, in separation, others, they are crying for the Lord. And when they meet the Lord, in Gopi Geet, right? What happens? They take the lotus feet of Krishna and put it to their chest. Then they put it to their chest, that chest is already so much longing and it is so much in love and heat for Krishna. When you put it, the vermilion dust, the saffron particles of dust, the kumkum which are there, that gets applied to the lotus feet of the Lord. And that lotus feet of the Lord becomes reddish with those particles. And that lotus feet is meditated by devotees who have not just yogis, but specifically devotees who have love for Krishna. Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochinena Santaha Sadaiva Hridayeshu Viloki Yam Shama Sundara Acintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Raja. That Sham Sundara's lotus feet, the same Krishna's lotus feet, is in the heart of these loving devotees, Premamaya devotees. And when they speak from the heart, their voice comes from the chitta. Their voice doesn't come from the throat or mind like we speak. When their voice so deep, it comes from the chitta, it touches they're remembering the lotus feet. It carries that saffron particles of dust, which are nothing but very intense Krishna Prem. And that when it enters the ears of the devotees, like pollen grains, it goes into the heart and starts to fructify. And that, like Mataji said, the more you water with Shravana, Kirtana, all of that, it becomes the creeper, and that creeper can go straight into Golok. Right? Otherwise, you can get Bhaktila, you can go to Vaikuntha and all of that, but this specific love comes from the lotus mouth of the devotees. So this is one way to get the Krishna Prem, right? from the lotus, from the instructions or the words that are emanating from the mouth of very senior devotees. That is one way it happens. The other is also the dust of the lotus feet, like we are seeing here, right? If you just take the dust from the lotus feet, now taking the dust from the lotus feet is not just an act, it also means that I am your servant, so I am going to follow your instructions. Taking the dust means I'm surrendering at your lotus feet. I believe that even the dust which is coming off your lotus feet is so great that I will put it in my head. I am the servant of that dust. So I will, which means that if some instructions are coming from your mouth, I will certainly follow it. Right? So similarly, when you are taking the Uchishta, the mood is that whatever your consciousness, I want to imbibe those consciousness and serve you. So after giving you prasad, I am taking the remnants of that prasad. So I am a servant. Right? So like this, every act is an act of surrendering to the Vaishnava. And by surrendering and thus pleasing and following the instructions, you get the dust from that lotus feet. But now we are going to see something else is going to happen. So here, the dust is taken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually taking the dust and he is glorifying the devotee. And he does that, like I said, for many reasons, including the reason to show the people that where can you get Krishna Prem from. So you'll see what is happening ahead. Advaita bale satya kahile apani, tumi se grahastami kichu na jani, prana buddhi mana deha sakala tumara, ke rakhibe prabhu tumi karile samhara. Hari sera data tumi deha tapa, tumi shashti karile rakhibe kara bapa. नारदादिय प्रभु द्वारका नगरे तुमरे चरण धन प्राण देखी बारे तुमी तसवर लाओ चरणेर धूली से सब की करे प्रभु से ही अमी बली आपन सेवका आपने ही अब कहो कि करीब सेवके आपने भावी चावो की दया चरण धूली से राहु कपाचे कथि ते तुम्हारा ज्ञान कौन जाने आछे तबे ये मत कर नाहे ताकुराली अमर संहार हय तुमी कुतूहली. Advaita Acharya is saying 2-3 things here. To read it. Whatever you have said is true, but are you a householder? I do not know anything about that. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually trying to glorify Advaita Acharya, and he's actually trying to make him as the superior, and he's taking the lotus feet, dust from the lotus feet. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already glorified Advaita Acharya, but now he says, you are thief, you are stealing, I'll steal from you. And taking the lotus feet, again putting Advaita Acharya on a higher pedestal, but Advaita Acharya is again going into a more submissive mode and saying, whatever you said is true, but are you a householder? I don't know anything about that. My life, intelligence, body, mind and body belong to you. Oh Lord, if you annihilate me, who can protect? You are the giver of happiness and you are the giver of distress. If you punish someone whose father can protect him. Oh Lord, when personalities like Narada visit Dwaraka to see your lotus feet, which are their life and wealth, you take the dust from their feet. What can they do? This is my question. When you destroy your own servant, what can he do? Please consider what to speak of taking dust from your feet. Who can even transgress your order? But when you act in this way, it does not increase your glories. As I get annihilated, you take pleasure. Advaita said, a thief steals from the house of a householder, but you are not a householder. Everything belongs to you. You are the destroyer of everything and you give happiness to everyone. When sages like Narada come to see your lotus feet, you take dust from their feet. No one is able to transgress your order. You are so omnipotent. Yet the deception you display by serving me, rather than allowing me to serve you, does not add to your glories. You might get pleasure from this, but I get ruined. So here Advaita Acharya is saying 2-3 things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, thief can steal multiple times, but a householder goes back and takes everything back. So Advaita Acharya is catching on to that point. He's saying, yes, thief steals from the house of a householder, but are you a householder? You are not a householder. Everything belongs to you, right? You are the Supreme Lord. Everything belongs to you. So how can you steal? You cannot steal because everything belongs to you. Right? So you are a householder. I don't know anything about that. Right? And you are saying, I am Sadashiva, I destroy, or Mahavishnu, I enable from my Guna Avatara to destroy. You are the one who destroys everything. And you can also give a happiness to him. You can take away everything, you can destroy all the miseries of the devotees, and you can also give happiness to everyone. So actually, you are the person to be glorified. Now, regarding you taking dust from my lotus feet, who can disobey? And it's not only me, even Narada came to see you in Dwaraka. When Narada came to see you, every house you are welcoming him. You are taking the dust, you are first doing Pada Prakshan, washing his feet. You're taking that water, you're taking the dust, you're sprinkling on yourself, you're sprinkling on everybody else of your family who are all very exalted, to show that how a Brahmana has to be respected, how a devotee has to be respected, and how to get this love of Godhead. You are doing that. But nobody is able to say no to you. Narada couldn't say, no, no, you should not do that. Right? A servant does not want the master to respect him and make him above the master. He wants to be always treated as a servant, and he loves to serve. But when you are transgressing, nobody is able to stop you. You are so omnipotent. The second thing he says. Third thing he says, but now the entire life and soul of a devotee is his service and his relationship to Krishna. Death cannot destroy a devotee, nothing can destroy a devotee, right? But if his service and relationship with Krishna is taken away, then he's completely destroyed. He doesn't know what to live. Right? So now I am your servant. Now you are trying to make me higher than you. Then this everything will get destroyed. And I am getting devotees getting destroyed, and you are taking pleasure from that. This is not good. This is not going to add to your glories. So he's indirectly he's glorifying, right? And he's also cautioning in the sense that he doesn't want him to do that anymore. So you might get pleasure from this, but I will get ruined, right? I always want to be your servant. I want to also always serve you, right? So please do not take this kind of a position. So there are many, many instances we have discussed in the past also, and many speakers have spoken about, right? There is these. What are the examples we can think of when actually Krishna takes the dust from the lotus feet of a devotee? When does that happen? What are the other pastimes when this happens? Can anybody think of? There are many, right? Serves the lotus feet or takes the dust? Yes. Hare Krishna.
Sudama.
Sudama, yes, very much. Sudama Vipra comes, and so they pan him, they wash the lotus feet of the Lord and take that dust. What is the other time when he asks for the dust? What are the first times?
When he had headache, no, he
Yeah.
asked when he had a headache, and he asked the for dust of the devotees, no.
Yeah, dust of the gopis. So he asked Narada, and he asked for all the dust, and finally gopis gave the dust of their lotus feet. Yes, that is also a very wonderful pastime.
Prabhuji, he also used to be covered with the dust of the cows, while when he used
Very, very, very nice.
cow
Very nice.
herding.
Yes, when he was covered by the dust from the hoofs of the cow. Right? He used to take so much pleasure. Vrindavan dust all over him. Right? Of course, Vrindavan dust is his own dust from his lotus feet. That is also very wonderful. Right? So there are many. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Mridbhakshan Leela. He ate the dust.
Yes, yes, yes. He ate the dust of Raja, right? So actually, that is also very, very wonderful. That's also very nice. And what are some of the instances when the devotee tricks the Lord to take the dust of the lotus feet. Can somebody remember any one or two pastimes? When the
Can we
devotee,
say Advaitacharya, like when Mahaprabhu's in ecstasy and falls down, he quietly comes in,
he quietly comes and takes. So that is
takes.
one wonderful pastime. What other pastimes?
Akrura Prabhu.
Akrura. Akrura falls in the dust of Raja, correct? Any other pastimes? And the devotee tricks the Lord.
In Gundicha margin, there was one pastime.
Yes, Gundicha
Yeah.
margin also. Yes, very
Yeah.
nice. Gundicha margin, the devotee puts the water on the lotus feet of the Lord.
And he drinks that. Yeah.
Yes, and that is also, they are very nice. So then Mahaprabhu comes extra.
Kevat.
Yes, that is a
Take
very
the
wonderful
lotus feet of Shishirama.
Yes. Yes, Kevat is a very wonderful pastime. We have discussed this in the past. So Lord Ramchandra comes on the banks of Ganges. Ganges, right? Yeah. And Guha, the head of the boatmen, and all receive him. They stay for one night, and the next day, when he's going to cross, and Guha calls one of the boatsmen, Kevat, you come with your boat. And everybody is eager to do that service. So, one, he's the prince. Obviously, nobody can deny that. The other is that he's also, this is one of the rare occasions when you can actually serve the Lord, right? And obviously, so this is a very wonderful opportunity. Everybody is eager to serve Lord Ram, and everybody also loves Lord Ram. So they are also very happy to be doing that. But then this Kevat, what does he say? He acts like a materialist. He said, oh, I have to, serve, I have to take Lord Ram in my boat. I will not do that. So why will you not do that? Oh, he was, his lotus feet is very dangerous. Why is it dangerous? The dust from his lotus feet is very dangerous. What is the danger? Ahalya was there. There was only a rock, and his lotus feet touched the rock, and Ahalya appeared. Because Ahalya had turned into the rock. And a lady appeared. So what is the problem there? Now I am already married. If his lotus feet touches my boat, and then the dust falls and the boat turns into a lady, then what will I do? I already cannot maintain one lady. I am only driving the boat. That is the source of my income. She also becomes another lady. Then how will I maintain? I cannot do this. Right? This is not possible. I will not do this. Then everybody is saying, "Arey boy, what is he talking?" So somebody say, "You want more money? You are talking like this. Why are you trying to negotiate? What is it?" Lakshmana also starts to become slightly worried, slightly anxious. He says, how can you deny like this? And Lord Ramchandra knows the heart of the devotee, so he simply smiles. So he says, so what should we do now? Huh? So he says, no, I cannot take you. He said, you are the only boatman in the water, so you should. Huh? Then he says, I can only take you. First, we have to remove the dust from your lotus feet. So how is that possible? He said, I want to wash your feet. Then everybody understands what he's trying to do. So he comes. It's a very wonderful and loving long pastime. I just made it short. He washes the lotus feet and he drinks that water. He says, hey, why? What are you doing? He said, no, I want to see that the feet is nicely washed. To his heart content, he washes the feet. And then he brings the Lord on the boat. And then they cross. And after they cross, Lord Rama indicates to Sita, and she just looking at his eyes, Sita removes her only necklace and starts to give to that boatman. He says, no, I don't want anything. Right? He says, people in the same business, if they're in the same business, they don't give money to each other. So suppose you are also running a sweet shop, and another person who's running a sweet shop comes, you give them some sweet. You don't charge money from him. He's in the same business, right? So then Lakshmana becomes, hey, how are you in the same business? You are in a boatman, he's a prince. How are you in the same business? And he says, no, I also carry people from this side to that side of the river. And your Lord carries everybody, all the souls from this side to that side of the Vaitarna, the entire material ocean. So he is also boatman, I am also boatman. We are in the same business, so we cannot take money from each other. So then he says, no, you have to take. So he indicates, and it also shows the complete oneness of heart between Sita Devi and Lord Ram. When Sita Devi sees that Lord Ram is a prince, he would like, and he's the Lord, he would like to benedict the devotee for the service. But from a Leela perspective, he's not carrying anything. He's just wearing a, deer skin, and he's come out. Then she immediately removes the necklace and tries to give it to him. And they force him to accept. And that is Sita Ji's Kripa. And when he gets Sita Ji's Kripa, then he actually gets the love for Lord Ram. He's already got the dust from Lord Ram's lotus feet, and he has already done the service, and he gets the mercy of Sita Devi. So this is the process. So the devotees trick the Lord to take the dust from their lotus feet. The Lord tricks the devotees to take their dust to glorify them. And that pastime is happening here. This is the wonderful, dealings that is happening between the devotees and the Lord. Now, so he's saying, तुम्हारा से देहा तुम्ही राखवा संहारा ये तुम्हारा इच्छा प्रभु ताई तुम्ही करा. So this body belongs to you. You may either protect or destroy it, O Lord. Do whatever you wish. Sorry, somebody has a question. Vanda Gopini Mataji, you raised the heart.
Hare Krishna, koti koti dandat pranam. Shishi Vamana keep a
Yes.
head in a Bali. Please forgive me for bothering you.
Yes, very nice. Vamana also, that pastime when Lord Vamana's lotus feet was washed by Brahma, and that is like, Ganges flowing all over the world. So this is the ways to get the mercy. So this is very wonderful. Now, we will, before concluding, we'll touch upon one other perspective. There are many, many perspectives, 8, 9 perspectives we can discuss on this pastime. But one of the perspectives is, look what everyone is hankering for. What are all the devotees hankering for? They are in the Sankirtan, they are hankering for Krishna Prem. They are all wonderfully chanting the holy names. They are associating with the Lord. They are taking the holy names into their ears. They're taking the dust of the lotus. They are hankering for this Prem Sankirtan, which we have discussed many times, is the unique thing in this particular Kali Yuga of the 1,000 Chaturayugas. 999 times there is Harinam Sankirtan, but this particular time when Krishna himself comes and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes after him, there is Prema Sankirtan. So inside the Hare Krishna mantra, there is Krishna Prem. So they are all hankering after that. And who else is hankering? And we all said that Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Leelas is a epilogue. It's a continuation of the Bhagavatam pastimes. So Lord Shiva is unhappy that he has preached Mayavad. So he wants to come into this pastimes and serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, beg for forgiveness, and get the Krishna Prem. So Lord Shiva is hankering after Krishna. Lord Brahma is hankering because he feels he has done offense by stealing the calves and the cows. So Brahma Vimona Leela, he comes as Srila Haridas Thakur. He's serving the Lord. He's taking the holy name, trying to get Krishna Prem. All these people are associated. They see Lord Narayan and they'll see Lord Vishnu, all of that, but they are specifically hankering for Krishna Prem. And of course, Lord Shiva has written the entire Radha Kripa Kataksh for hankering for that. Even Mahavishnu, you know the pastime of Arjuna and the Brahmana. Mahavishnu stole the sons of the Brahmana and he was longing to see Krishna. He knows you cannot order Krishna, you cannot request Krishna. Krishna can only come when his devotees are in trouble, Brahmanas are in. Go Brahmana Hitayach. So he put Brahmana's son and so-called in trouble. Arjuna was so-called in trouble. and Krishna came and protected. He was never in trouble because they are already under the shelter of Krishna. So there can be no trouble. Even in the heart, there can be no misery because Krishna gives ecstasy immediately as trouble comes from outside. Inside, the ecstasy comes. So the devotee is never troubled. But the senior devotees are never troubled, the advanced devotees. So Mahavishnu had the darshan and audience of Lord Krishna. But even then, that is not satisfying. Mahavishnu wants the Krishna Prem, the Madhurya Rasa. So he has come here as Advaita Acharya, and he sees that this Kali Yuga's anchoring can only be extinguished by that Madhurya Rasa, that Krishna Prem. So he has personally called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu down, and he is personally taking the dust of the lotus feet. So from a small, insignificant ant to all the devotees, to Brahma, to Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and even Mahavishnu himself is anchoring for that Krishna Prem. And who has that Krishna Prem? Who has that Krishna Prem? And how will we get it?
Devotees of the Lord have Krishna.
Senior devotees.
Devotees are the Lord. Who originally has Krishna Prem? Who's the source?
Srimati
Radharani.
Radharani. And that Radharani's month is this Kartik month. Kritika, right? Kartika is daughter of Kritika. So this is Radharani's month. So what is the meaning when we say it is Radharani's month, Kartik? What happens? Ordinary times we chant, our mind comes down, this is Chitta, the consciousness comes down, again some layer of this wave, Rajogun, Tamogun, Satogun, and especially the wave of in Kali Yuga comes, some agitation happens, some color happens, and our mind again goes out. Again we chant, we try to bring it back, again it goes out, right? And especially Kali Yuga, it causes some agitations, color, always some disturbance, fighting, even among relatives, even among everybody, there is some color always going. But this month, there is a different wave that is coming, which is Radharani's mercy, and this wave of Krishna Prem which is coming. This is Radharani's month. And this channel will only go on for 1 month. If you tune into this channel, in the Kali Yuga itself, you can start getting that favorable waves, which makes your chanting very deep, which makes your service very deep. And that's why it is said that one time you chant is almost 1,000 times, because it goes very deep. And it can touch the chitta and completely, change your heart, right? And what should we do to tune into this channel in Kartik? What are we supposed to do?
Observe certain vows.
Yes, this Urja Vrata. Urja gives you energy. Urja means intensified. Urja Vrata we follow. And when we follow Urja Vrata, we increase our chanting, our service, we do Damodar Arti, we do more reading of Bhagavatam, more reading of Chaitanya Bhagavat. This entire thing is happening, right? And when we do like that, what happens? As you intensify, when you do Urja Vrata, you tune into this favorable, shall we say, environment, bhava, the favorable waves that are happening in Kartik. And in Kartik, hence, devotional service becomes far more condensed and it becomes far more easier to do. So, this what everybody here is hankering for, that Radharani's bhava, that Krishna Prem, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is distributing to all these people, and everybody is in this Sankirtan hankering for that, and for which Advaita Acharya is also taking the dust from the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is in combined mode of Radha and Krishna, and for distributing the same, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying Advaita Acharya as the storehouse of devotional service from whom this can be obtained. All of that is actually the heart of Radharani, and that is available freely as it's available to everyone in this month of Kartik. if we can do Urja Vrata, and if you can, if you can tune into that mercy. So this month we all have to intensify our devotional service and thereby tune in and try to get the grace, the same pollen grains in our heart, which will, intensify. So, and lastly, also, you will see there are many, many things we can talk about. One other thing you would see that when this love is in the heart, naturally that devotee becomes humble. And even the Lord becomes in so much humility. Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu, he is Sadashiva, he can be, if he wants, he can roar, he roars like a lion, but he becomes he believes he is nothing. See, this is a natural effect. When love, even material love, if you see in the heart of the mother, a mother might be 80, 85-year-old, and she might for 50, 60 years, she might be cooking for her son or daughter. But when the child comes, the person comes, and the person might be 50, 55, 60, whatever, right? When he comes from somewhere and comes home, he says, oh, you have not eaten anything, I will feed you and all of that. And even if he stays 10 days, 1 month, 1 year, she feeds, then he says, oh, I have not been able to do anything for you. I've still not been able to make anything for you. Why does she say that I've not been able to make anything for you? I've not been able to feed you at all. When she has been feeding for 50 years, she's continuing to feed. She might have made so many items, but still she feels that, oh, I have not been able to feed you at all. What does that mean?
Her love is very much overpowering.
Yes. Love is so much overpowering. She wants to so much serve, so much do it that she feels nothing has been, right? And similarly, Advaita Acharya, while he's constantly understand Lord Shiva is, of course, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhuva, Nimnamanam Yata Ganga. Of Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva is the greatest. He has done so many wonderful services, and he is one of the greatest persons, because Vaishnava means one who gives the love of Godhead to all the others, right? Himself has the love he gives. The greatest service of Vaishnava. Of all those Vaishnava, Lord Shiva is especially merciful. Of course, every Vaishnava is merciful. Lord Shiva is especially merciful. He goes to the Samshan, he goes to the ghost, to Pishach, and to them also he gives this love, right? So he's in that sense one of the greatest. He's the greatest of Vaishnavas. And he's doing so much every time. He himself is sitting in the Samshan. He's putting the dust of the Vaishnavas. His vibhuti is actually dust of the Vaishnavas, who get burned. He's putting all of that, right? Smearing the dust. He's preaching to everybody. He himself is living a simple life. He's doing so much. But he still believes, oh, he has done nothing. I have not been able to do anything for my Lord. And he sees that, oh, I have preached Mayavad, which also he preached under the direction of Krishna, under the orders of Krishna, but still he feels, oh, I have done so much of this. Like the mother says, oh, I have put so much salt in the cooking is not nice. Tomorrow I will do more. I mean, they are never satisfied. So this love immediately causes that humility in the heart and that longing. And the Lord is also reciprocating same in the similar manner. Saying, oh, this devotee has given everything. Gopis have given everything. What can I give them? I have nothing to give. I have not been able to serve my devotees. So I will take the dust from his lotus feet. Right? He has glorified me so much. He is doing so much. I have not been able to give anything to him. Right? So this love and humility goes on. And this was also seen in Srila Prabhupada's mood. When Srila Prabhupada was giving one lecture, one person stood up and he asked something. He said, I think, if I don't remember, he said, you are God, so you are God, or you are so great, or something like that, he said. Suddenly Prabhupada paused. When somebody asks some challenging question to Prabhupada, usually he is very clear-cut in his replies. He's very hard. But here Prabhupada started crying. Prabhupada's tears were coming from his eyes, and he was saying, please don't think like that. Right? Because you're seeing the very people whom he's coming to preach are getting envious of him, right? And thinking, said, no, Krishna is God. Krishna is Supreme Personality of God, and I am nothing. I'm just trying to be a servant of servant, right? I am nothing. He explains, goes on to explain. Just doing my Guru Maharaj's order. And then look at his humility, what he says. All these boys and girls I'm preaching to, right? Some of them might take it seriously. And then they might, get love of God and they might enter Goloka. And after entering Goloka, they will recommend me favorably. And if they recommend me, maybe someday I can go back home, back to God. That is my hope. That these students of mine, these disciples of mine will actually deliver. This is the loving humility of a preacher. He doesn't think that he is giving and he is helping so many people. Rather, he thinks that I am so fallen that there is nothing I can do. I have to at least try like this to serve the Lord. And these devotees and disciples, when they become elevated, they will give mercy on me, and then maybe then I can be delivered, right? So this is the mood that happens, and that is the mood in which everybody is taking the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord, right? And as this progresses, you will see that these interactions are so intense that all the devotees, their hearts become so glorified. That is another lecture we can take, how the devotees become happy just by hearing the glorification of each other. And we also see that sometimes in convent to Maharaj's meet, they sometimes speak so loving words, so much loving between Prabhupada's disciples. There is so much between God brothers. And if you're standing closer, and there are many incidents, I'm sure most of you would be standing when two Maharaj meet, so much loving glorification of each other happens, and so much humility that everybody's heart becomes so pleased, because that is original love. That is not just like some politicians meeting, they say nice things. Not like that. Very loving. So this heart gets connected, and you will see that as this pastime progresses, this wonderful exchange. And by these wonderful exchanges and all the Nagar Sankirtan, Varanga Mahaprabhu, with his beautiful form and wonderful curly, wonderful hair, will win the hearts of all the devotees. And then, if you get Krishna Prem, but if you have to really condense that Krishna Prem in the heart, what needs to happen? What condenses that Krishna Prem in the heart? What bhava? No? Then when viraha happens, when you long in the separation, that Krishna Prem becomes, that meditation on Krishna becomes very intense. So you will see a lot of pastimes in the next few chapters where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is roaming all around Navadip, and then he takes sannyas, and the separation starts to intensify. Then he goes on South India Yatra. So this is how the Leela of Krishna also moves, and this is usually the Leela Lord Ramchandra also leaving Ayodhya. So first, the entire relationship and condensed loving exchanges, and that is what is happening in all these Sankirtans, and these glorifying of each other, taking the dust. So many things are happening, and the love becomes very intense, and everybody becomes very much attached to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And you will see this as this entire Leela unfolds. So today, to summarize, we have discussed many points. We have discussed how the devotees trick the Lord to take the dust of the lotus feet, how the Lord tricks the devotees to take this dust, how the Lord shows that the devotees are the ones from which this entire love for Krishna comes. We also see that despite the devotee being put in a higher position, how again he becomes humble and glorifies the Lord like Advaita Acharya has done. And he wants to retain, he doesn't want to be destroyed by becoming proud. He wants to be just be the servant and have the same relationship. He doesn't want to change that view. The same relationship, and thereby, get the same kind of rasa. And this entire thing is Radharani's mood that everybody is hankering for, the droplets of that which is available for us in Kartik. And that love immediately brings humility to the heart. And as Srila Prabhupada has displayed, we in that similar mood, if we intensify our chanting in Kartik and try to get that love, we will naturally become humble, and then we can assist in the preaching moment of our respective Guru Maharaj and of Srila Prabhupada. And we can get that mood by these three things: dust of the lotus feet, taking the instructions to the chitta and acting accordingly, and the uchishta, which are all the three things mean the same thing, which is I am your servant and I'm ready to follow your instruction. Okay, these are some of the reflections. There are a lot more things we can discuss, but we will end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Gaur Nitai ki jai, Devtacharya ki jai, Panchatattva. Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, Mataji. If somebody, people have, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for this very, very nice class. And I really liked when you said, when Krishna Prema is in the heart, humility spontaneously comes. That was something I didn't understand, because the previous verses, Mahaprabhu, when he's talking, he says, he refers to himself as Mathura Nivasi, and then he says he's a devotee. So I was kind of confused. Like, I found two moods there. Like, he was identifying himself as Nanda Maharaja's son. At the same time, he was calling himself devotee. But now you clarified it for me. It was so beautiful, Prabhuji. And Srila Prabhupada's that pastime, really, it was so touching to heart. And thank you so much. Glories of Kartik, you said, and a very, very complete and very nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much for it. Parima Mataji's raised her hand. Do you have time, Prabhuji?
Yeah, we can take some questions.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Chinmay Brajapriya Mataji. Dandavat pranams to you also. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, you were mentioning that, the Krishna places his lotus feet on the breast of the gopis. I actually could not catch that. It's about the foot dust. Can you please explain that again?
It is said that when Krishna places, see, the heart is longing, gopis' hearts are longing for Krishna, and the kumkum they have applied in the chest of the gopis, that is becomes red hot, becomes hot with that entire intensity of love. And when they meet Krishna after a very long time, they want to take him into the heart. They place the lotus feet of Krishna on the chest, right? Of course, internally they take him into the heart. When the feet touches, then the saffron particles of dust are coated on the feet of the Lord. So then I was trying to extrapolate and say that when the same feet are meditated by loving devotees, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochana. So those santas, they have the same Shama Sundar's feet in their heart. And when they speak, the words touch the lotus feet of the Lord, and it carries the same pollen grains, which are originally Krishna framed from the vermilion dust on the chest of gopis. And that when it enters the heart, and if the devotees very carefully hearing, that goes into the chitta, and when it touches the chitta, completely turns the bhava. And that's what the Bhagavatam word says. Gradually, they started to come out of this material conception and remember their enliven their love for
Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna.
So wonderful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. It was such a wonderful class. Very absorbing. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class. Done pranams to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the opportunity. All glory to Prabhupada. Anything else?
Thank you for that question, Mataji. And I had not understood it fully, but I had forgotten to ask. Thank you so much for asking that, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining it in detail. Any other matter? Anybody else wants to go ahead?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for your deep devotional exposition. प्रभु जी वन मोर एग्जाम्पल श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु जब श्री जगन्नाथ भगवान को देख रहे थे टेम्पल में श्री जगन्नाथपुरी में, तो एक बुढ़ी औरत आके उनके शोल्डर में आ गए, तो और फिर वो दर्शन दे रहे थे। तो महाराज राधानाथ महाराज बता रहे थे कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु बताते हैं कि क्यों आपने उसको रोका, मुझे देखना था कि मेरे अंदर भी वो भाव आए कि मैं भी ऐसे श्रीमती श्री राधा रानी को देख पाऊं। मुझे तो अच्छी तरह नहीं आती है प्रभु जी लीला एक्सप्लेन करना, प्लीज एक्सप्लेन। कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम, जय श्री
This is
प्रभु।
very wonderful. Vrinda Gopika Mata is again very, very wonderful example of how that old lady stepped on the shoulder and she didn't even see, sannyasi, Lord himself, but she was so eager to see Jagannath. And that eagerness, she stepped. Yes, absolutely. Her feet was on the Lord. Yes, that is very wonderful. Very wonderful pastor. Yes, there are so many places. Was anybody else saying something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I didn't have any question as such, Prabhu, but I just want to glorify. Thank you so much. It was very nice and absorbing session. And the way you were engaging everybody in question and answer session. So thank you so much. Very wonderful realizations also you shared. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. I think so many wonderful devotees have spoken on this, including many of the people, many of the preachers, Vaishnavas. They wonderfully churned about the dust. I was hearing the previous lecture also, very wonderfully done, giving different perspectives from different pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he has reacted when somebody took the dust from his lotus feet, sometimes angry, sometimes pleased. So many wonderful perspectives that devotees have shared. So I am very, very glad that we are all hearing these pastimes. And Bhakti Sangha Japa Group is doing a wonderful thing of bringing all the devotees together, putting it on YouTube, and everybody sharing this. So I'm very, very thankful. Wonderful service. So thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
It was really nice, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Prabhuji, like, I don't know, Kubja story also can, like, we can say that in that.
Yeah.
The Kubja, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lord just, of course, graced with his hands, but, immediately Kubja became just by the touch of Lord Krishna. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. One small question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, regarding Radharani month, as you mentioned, like devotees who are already practicing Krishna conscious, as they increase their austerities, they're going to get deep into their spiritual. But the question is, Prabhu, there are many new devotees, those who get the opportunity to show a ghee lamp to Damodar and also to Vrinda Devi. And when we invite them, they say they doesn't even know that something happens like this, and it is very new to them, and they're very excited, and they like it very much.
Yes.
So my question is, Prabhu, like what is going to happen, or what process is going to take place for the new devotees? Like since it is Radharani month, everything gets like into 1,000. Are they going to get into Krishna conscious? Are they going to get a Krishna prema? So what? Something details about that, Prabhu, if you can, please.
So I think one glory is already said that this is the simultaneousness of the process. One glory is already said, anybody who shows the ghee lamp is already delivered. They enter, they go to Goloka. So that path is entirely set, right? At the same time, they will progress on this path. It is a simultaneous process. So we gave the example, if you were in one of the lectures before, we gave this example of the person in jail, a prisoner who starts serving the CBI or FBI. So the FBI says, if you serve us, you will be liberated. You will be taken out of the jail, right? From the moment he starts serving, he doesn't become one of the jail members. He becomes the servant of the government. So he is given extra facilities. So this Prabhupada writes as the devotee is imperceptibly liberated. This is what Srila Prabhupada writes. Imperceptibly liberated means they are already liberated, but that cannot be perceived. So the moment they show the ghee lamp, they are already liberated in the sense that they are moved from, so like he starts serving the FBI, he's internally transferred from being under the jailer to being under FBI, but he's not released from the jail. After he completes the service over 3-4 months, then he's released. But in the 3-4 months, he's not part of the jailer, he's part of the FBI. Similarly, when the devotee does ghee lamp, he immediately transfers from Yogamaya, from Mahamaya to Yogamaya. He is under Krishna. So now whatever things will happen to him, that is Krishna karma. That is Krishna giving him some parts of his prarabdha to actually encourage him to wind up and go back home, back to God. So in one sense, he is already liberated. In the other sense, what process will happen is Ado Shraddha Sadhu Sangha. He will start he has the Shraddha to show the Gilan. He will start getting more and more Sadhu Sangha. He will come near some devotees. He will get Bhagavad Gita. So his fortune arises. And because he will get Sadhu Sangha, and from Sadhu Sangha, he will pick up Bhajana Kriya because he has already chanted Damodar Arti while doing the Arti, and he is already hearing Hare Krishna. And slowly he will get inspired to get initiation, and then Anarthanavarti Ruchi, he will come to the stage of Krishna Prem. While he is gradually coming to Krishna Prem, it can be said that he was very quickly liberated because millions and billions of time he was there. And he suddenly did Damodar Arti, and within 1 or 2 lifetimes, he got liberated. He or she got liberated. So it is very quick from that perspective, right? So if you ask me what happens to those people who are showing in this, of course, they get 1,000 times more benefit. They get accelerated, but that very moment they are liberated, but the actual release from the material consciousness happens as a process under the direction of Radharani or Yogamaya and the mercy of Krishna. And I also give this example very much to illustrate Krishna karma. Krishna karma means Krishna is himself like a parent dealing with the child. He's not left it to the jailer. Now what happens is, I give this example, 2 children get mobile phone. Parents buy mobile phone. They're sitting with the mobile phone outside of the house and watching, or in the veranda or whatever. Thieves come. One of the child, the thieves steal the mobile phone, right? And they go away. And for the other child, the parents see that if the child is not studying and he's also watching the mobile phone, so they take away the mobile phone and hide it. So for both the children, the mobile phone is lost, right? And that pleasure is lost. But are they both in the same situation or different situation? What is the answer?
That's different, Prabhu. Entirely different.
How is it different?
Because Andavan, they're taken it away, so they're not going to get it back.
Yes.
But here it's parents, they give it back to us, so like we get it back.
Yes. So the stealing away of the phone by the thieves is like karma taking away by Mahamaya. When Mahamaya takes away, it is a punishment. You are not going to get it back too early. But when the parents, it is like Krishna karma. You are under the parents. They only take it away as much as to reform you. And the moment you start studying and you're reforming, you will get the mobile phone back. That is not that is very administered karma, where it is not to hurt the child, but just to reform. So the moment they show the Damodar Arti, they get shifted from the Yogamaya Durga to Mahamaya, from Mahamaya Durga to Yogamaya under Radharani's care or Krishna's care. And everything that happens to their life from there is Krishna karma, not their normal karma. In fact, the first time you say Hare Krishna, you're shifted. So that's, in that sense, they're imperceptibly liberated. But the process of liberation happens when you develop the bhakti. Like Mataji said, you water the seed and then it fructifies. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu, absolutely, very much. Now it's very clear, Prabhu. Thank you very much for the reply. And Prabhu, one small question too. Maybe, sorry if the question is wrong. I just got the question. So you were telling that Lord Vishnu, he took the children of the Brahmanas to see Lord Krishna. And now then I got a question, Prabhu, like for normal people or normal living entities, it's okay. We don't get the association of Krishna. But like Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, they're very exalted devotees. Like then why does Krishna put a barrier? Why doesn't he give this association to them, Prabhu?
Yes, I mean, there is 2 different things. One, yes, they have Krishna in their heart. If they want, they can see the Lord in the heart. That is there, always there. But to enter into this loving pastimes of the Lord, oh, that is, especially entering into Vrindavan, in that Swarup is very different. So, for example, Lord Shiva is actually destroying his matted hair, very angry. He cannot enter Vrindavan. When he enters Vrindavan, he baths in the Kunda and he comes as a gopi. So one time he comes, if you go to Braja, you will hear that song, Ek din wo bole bandari, ban karke Braj nari Vrindavan aa gaye. You will hear that song where Lord Shiva comes to witness the Ras Leela of Krishna. And then what happens? His sari becomes loose. There are so many wonderful Brajvasi songs. So he has to take bath in the Kunda because there is only one Purusha in Vrindavan, that is Krishna. He has to take the form of the Gopi and come. Similarly, Narada comes, takes bath in the Kund and becomes Naradiya Gopi and comes. So when you have to enter this pastime, you have to take a Gopi Swarup. And for that, you have to become follower of the Gopi. And Mahalakshmi doesn't do that, and Mahalakshmi hence cannot enter the Ras Leela. She's meditating outside. So this particular rasa is a difficult, and you can understand that. For example, you might be in the temple and you might get all the services, but if you want to go into the, deity room and do the worship, that you have to be Brahmin initiate, right? You have to be in a different attire, form, rasa, and all of that, right? So similarly, entering into Vrindavan is a different rasa. So they don't usually get. But in this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, everybody is given a chance to come and be part of the Ras Leela. The Sankirtan, like we have said, nocturnal Sankirtan in Srivas Prabhu's house is same as the last one. So all these exalted devotees get a chance to come, and that is the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Radharani. So this is a very rare moment, so they are all wanting to come. This is point number one. And so Krishna, this Vrindavan Krishna, that is not a easy person to see. Even Lord Brahma comes and sees him and gets bewildered. So it's not like Mahavishnu can simply order him to come. He's actually the source of all incarnations. So Mahavishnu, and in the Leela, he will come perform the Leela, and he makes a small stop in Brahmaloka, and then he goes back to his abode. He doesn't stop in Vaikuntha and others, because the Vaikuntha, the mood is of Aishwarya. And Lord Krishna is in the mood, Krishna is in a different mood in Madhurya. So if he comes and lands in Vaikuntha, the entire mood is disturbed. So if Mahavishnu wants to see him, then the only way is Krishna will only come there. So this also we can understand. If you are going to invite Modi or whatever, some president or prime minister to your house, then you better have some real reason why you are inviting him. Otherwise, you don't want to disturb his time, right? You don't want to waste his time. So the only way Mahavishnu knows that he will come is when he has to help the Brahmana or the Vaishnava. And his devotee is put into trouble. So from that point of view, externally, that pastime happens. Of course, the other part of the external pastime is then Mahavishnu says, thank you very much for this Leela, for coming into this universe and delivering this entire thing. Now it is time, for you can wind up the pastime and go back. So there are many, many layers to that. But the real reason is what some of our acharyas explain is that Mahavishnu is very eager to see. And that is why Krishna is Krishna. Krishna is all attract. He attracts everybody, including Mahavishnu. Right? So Mahavishnu is very eager to see. Does that answer?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Jai Sachinandana.
Okay. So we will.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your time. You've given so much time in answering everybody's questions so nicely. Very grateful for that, Prabhu. So if you're with your permission, can we offer obeisances to all the assembled devotees and yourself? Pancha kalpatarubhyascha patitana pavanebhyo Shri Chaitanya ki jai. Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Acintya Gopesh Prabhuji ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti koti dandavat pranam.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Prabhuji.
much,
Jai
Prabhuji.
Shri Prabhupada.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
devotees. I'm ending the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.